Magandang araw sa inyong lahat, mga estudyante ko sa Poro National High School. Ngayon, ang i-discuss naman natin ay kung paano gumawa ng conceptual framework. Sa ibang section, tapos ko na to na i-discuss, pero sa iba, hindi ko pa siya na i-discuss. So, ngayon, simulan na natin kung paano nga ba gawin ang conceptual framework. Una, let's define first what is the definition of conceptual framework. When we say conceptual framework, it is a visual or a written representation of how the main concepts and variables in your study are related. So meaning, sa conceptual framework, dito pinapakita ang mga konsepto at variables ng inyong study. It also serves as a map or blueprint that guides your research from start to finish. So, siya yung backbone ng study nyo para malaman nyo kung paano siya sisimulan at kung paano siya matatapos. Kaya nga, it is a visual or written representation. Visual kasi gagamit ka ng model, written representation kasi it includes also explanation about your model or figure. Next, let's have the purpose. So the purpose of having the conceptual framework, first, is to show the flow of the study. So dito malalaman natin kung ano ba yung flow o daloy, kung paano nyo siya sisimulan at kung paano matatapos ang research nyo. Letter B, clarifies what will be studied and how the elements are connected. So dito, mas mapalilinaw kung ano ba yung gusto nyong pag-aralan at ano-ano ba yung mga elements na magkaka-connect. Lastly, helps our readers understand your approach before you collect data. So dito, yung mga mambabasa ng ating research, kapag nakita yung conceptual framework natin, ay maiintindihan nila kung ano yung mga approaches or konsepto bago kayo magsisimula mag-gather ng data. Sa paggawa nga pala ng conceptual framework, gagamit kayo dito ng iba't ibang uri ng model. So, pwede kayong gumamit ng IVDV model, thematic model, IPO model, and many more. So, depende sa inyo kung ano yung gagawin yung or pipiliin yung model. But for now, I will discuss the basic model that is commonly used in making the conceptual framework, and this is the IPO model. So sa IPO model, yung I stands for input, P stands for process, and O stands for output. Kaya ang tawag sa kanya is IPO model. And when we say input, these are the resources, data, or variables you start within your study. So, sa paggawa ng input, kailangan mo dito yung SOP mo or your statement of the problem. Kasi ko-connect mo kung ano yung tinatanong, kung ano yung research question mo doon, kailangan yan din yung magiging input mo. Let's say, yung SOP1, it asks about your demographic profile. What is the demographic profile of kanyari ganyan? So therefore, your input is the demographic profile. So meaning, kung ano yung nakalagay doon sa research question mo, siya din yung magre-reflect doon sa input. Next is the process. When we say process, these are the steps, activities, or methods used to transform input into results. So commonly, ano nga ba yung process mo para makuha mo yung or mag-gather mo yung andun sa input? First, pwede kang preparation of survey questionnaire. Second is distribution, collection, and you need to after collection, you need to collate the data or summarize the data, analyze, and interpret the results. So, yun yung nasa process. So, depende. Minsan nagbabago yung process, depende sa takbo ng research nyo. And lastly, the output. So, when we say output, this is the end results or outcome of the process. So, kung ano yung focus ng study nyo, kapag nag-gather na yung data and na-interpret na, ano ba yung possible outcome? Ano ba yung magiging end result ng study nyo? Is it to enhance something? Or is it to promote or to make an output or end result or outcome of your research? So, ito yung sample. Sa input, so, yan yung figure. Sa baba ng model na to, ilalagay nyo yung figure number, then the conceptual paradigm. So, for the input, i-indicate mo lang dyan kung ilan lahat yung input mo based doon sa SOP mo. Next, process. So, ilagay mo dyan kung ano yung process ng research. And lastly, for your output, so yan. So, depende yan. Paiba-iba yung maging output. So, kung depende siya sa study. Then, ito yung introduction ng concept of framework. So, dito, sa first sentence mo, explain mo lang kung ano yung ginamit mo na model para sa concept of framework mo. Then, after that, i-connect mo siya sa study mo. Tapos, isa-isahin mo yung IPO, yung input, process, and output. Tapos, sa baba nito, yung framework na. Tapos, sa baba ng framework, next page, doon i-explain mo kung ano-ano yung andon sa IPO model mo. So, kanyari, the figure 3 shows the conceptual paradigm of this study. So, isa-isahin mo siya. The input phase involves the. Next, second paragraph, the process phase include the actual conduct of the survey. So, ganun siya. Then, lastly, yung output. So, ganyan ko lang siya ginagawa ang concept of framework. So, madali lang siya. As long as naiintindihan nyo kung ano yung focus ng research nyo, alam nyo kung ano yung mga research questions na tinatanong nyo doon. So, kung alam nyo yun, madali lang gawin ang concept of framework. So, this ends my lesson for today. Bye guys!